Hi everybody, Geraldo with Amplio Tactical Training. Today we're going to be talking about the parts and components and nomenclature of the pistols or semi-automatic pistols, okay? Before I touch bases on that, we have to mention the firearm safety, okay? The 4 cardinal rules of firearm safety. So, number 1, know the status of your firearms at all times. Number 2, keep your weapon pointed in a safe direction. That matter is going to be down or towards my table over here. Number 3, keep your finger off the trigger on the side of the weapon like this, okay, until you're ready to shoot. And number 4, know your target, what's beyond and around it. So weapons, parts, and nomenclature, okay? So my gun is clean to safe for sure. I already did that procedure before, earlier. So now the top portion over here of this gun, that's the slide. Or it is a reciprocating slide. Why? Reciprocating, it goes back and forth, okay, like a saw. So on that matter, it moves back and moves forward, moves backwards and forward, okay? So this is the slide. Mainly, I would say 75% of the work for a gun happen over here on the slide, okay? It fires because the fire pin is in here. If it has a hammer, the hammer would be in the back over here, but that's what makes the gun pretty much go boom besides of the trigger, okay? On the side of the gun over here, you're gonna find the slide lock. The slide lock, or some people say slide release, it depends where the slide is. As of now, the slide is to the front, so the slide is being released. On that matter, if you're gonna lock it, you're gonna have to move this little button over here, this little button right on the top between the frame and the slide, and then if it goes backward and you flip it up, it locks the slide to the rear. On the same token, if you let it go, it releases the slide, right? So it depends what you want to call it, slide lock or slide release, okay? Button. So the next one you're going to talk about is going to be over here. The button right below it is a little button that releases the magazine. So it's the magazine release button. So without this one, you're not going to be able to take the magazine out to reload or even load your weapon, okay? So the button over here right below the top one is the magazine release button, okay? So over here on top of the slide, you have the sights. The rear sights is right here on the top, you can see. And on the front of the slide is the front sight, okay? For that matter, I'm gonna do another class on that. Rear sight, front sight, okay? So pretty much we represent it like that. You have to have same height, same light, okay? So it means the front sight has to be level with the rear sight, and the distance, when you look at them, the distance between to the left or to the right over here to the rear sight, okay, are the same. Same right, same height, same light, okay? Anyway, the polymeter, which most of the guns nowadays are made of, so the slide is made of metal, okay? But then the bottom portion, which is the grip over here, it's made of polymer, with a plastic, okay? So right here, the grip, which is the portion where you put your hand, okay, when you grab your gun, is all made of plastic, polymer, okay? So once you're here, you have the trigger guard, which is this area over here around the trigger. So talking about the trigger, this is the trigger, okay? So this is the trigger. And then we have over here the beaver tail. When you say have your hand all the way up on the beaver tail, you want to have the web of your hand, this area over here, all the way up on the beaver tail over here, okay? And then you have the Picatinny rail. The Picatinny rail is where you install any kind of accessory. In my case over here, I put my flashlight, okay? I put my flashlight on it, and my flashlight is held over here. And that's the way you mount any accessory on your gun, okay? So pretty much that's what it is. The slide, the handle, which is made of polymer, and you have the trigger guard, the trigger. Inside of the trigger has this little lever over here. If the little lever is not pressed, the trigger doesn't move backwards. So you have to have your hand, your your finger trigger has to push this little lever backwards, okay? So otherwise the trigger doesn't move back. But if in case you push all together, see, the weapon actually goes off, or would go off in that matter, okay? And that's it for this class. Those are the parts and components and nomenclature of a weapon, okay? Thank you. See you next time.